Welcome to my views and news, another video for you. Firstly, viewers, Addi Arkay front. A few hours ago, I reported that Tigray forces had entered Addi Arkay town of North Gondar, Amhara region. It seems that Tigray forces have gone past Addi Arkay. Where are they now? We have some details for you. They are moving, obviously, in the direction of Gondar city. But where are they now? Secondly, if you remember, a few days ago I did a video on a girl, Gebreyohannes, a Tigrayan in custody, charged with raising money and supporting TPLF. She was in custody and she has been officially charged. Her case is being heard at a court. Today, Fana Broadcasting Corporation (FBC) showed Bala Gebreyohannes and 13 other youth who seem to be, I think, most of them are Tigrayans. Some allegations have been filed against them. I want to speak on that because I know a little bit about Bala's case. Lastly, viewers, is Tigray government getting frustrated with the US? It was already frustrated with the African Union. But Getachew today spoke, which indicates there is some frustration setting in on Tigray side regarding its expectations from the US, it seems. Firstly, viewers, Addi Arkay front, North Gondar, Amhara region, the town has changed hands several times in the past 2 weeks so far. A few hours ago, I reported that Tigray forces had entered Addi Arkay. No denial so far from Amhara regional government, from Ethiopian federal government. If you remember, last time, around 4 to 5 days ago, when I said that Tigray forces had entered Addi Arkay, we saw immediate denial. We saw videos, pictures from Ethiopian government side, and some government officials shared videos from Addi Arkay town, that the town, proving that the town was under the control of government forces. This time, no such evidence is being shared by pro-government news sources. So, in itself, indirectly, it is a piece of evidence that Tigray forces are there in Addi Arkay. But not just in Addi Arkay, Tigray forces are now moving from Addi Arkay towards Zarima. In the previous video, we confirmed fighting between Addi Arkay and Debark. Tuber Bormarium was the place where fighting was ongoing. And now again confirmation that Tigray forces have gone past Addi Arkay towards Debark. So their control of Addi Arkay has been confirmed. No denial from the other side. Now question is, how far are they in their advance towards Zarima? Some pro-Tigray news sources claim Zarima has come under TDF control. I have no such information, reliable information. Only information is that Tigray forces have managed to advance towards Zarima. We'll update you once we have some solid information from Zarima. But reportedly, several places between Zarima and Addi Arkay have come under Tigray control. Armadega is the place where there is presence of Tigray forces now on this front, Addi Arkay Zarima front. So it's very clear that Addi Arkay under TDF and TDF is now moving towards Zarima. And we know that Tigray, back news sources today shared some pictures and videos showing POWs, and it is being claimed the POWs are from Addi Arkay front. Tigray has so many POWs now that it's difficult to say from which fronts were captured, how many, it's difficult. But it is being claimed these POWs shown today, who are mostly ENDF members, they are from Addi Arkay front. Watch this clip of newly captured POWs by Tigray forces, then the next two news stories.
بدن بيتنا جوا
شزاكي
بدن بيتنا
Secondly, viewers, a few days ago I did a video on Bala Gebreyohannes, a Tigrayan girl, 22-year-old girl in Addis Ababa, arrested by government forces a few days ago. Third time she has been arrested, in custody, and she was charged with supporting TPLF. Today, Fana Broadcasting Corporation showed Bala Gebreyohannes and 13 other youth, saying that they were arrested because they were backing, supporting, funding TPLF. You can see the picture shared by Fana Broadcasting Corporation. She's been charged with financially supporting TPLF, that 3 million Ethiopian birrs were found deposited to her account, and she transferred 1 million birrs to TPLF. Does TPLF have any bank account? Can you transfer money to TPLF from Addis Ababa? And secondly, we know that all regions, departments, government departments, private departments, individuals, they are supporting Ethiopian National Defense Force. All day we see pictures, videos showing supplies, cattle, other things being delivered to ENDF by different organizations, governments, government organizations, government departments, private organizations, individuals as well. And that is legal, no question about that. But if a girl has transferred money to Tigrayans, not to TPLF, she is being held accountable. It means that all Ethiopians can arm, they can support, they can fund all forces who are part of this war, but they cannot send any money to TPLF. Why? Because TPLF was declared a terrorist organization last year by the stroke of a pen by Ethiopian federal government. The party which ruled Ethiopia, a political party for around 3 decades, cannot be funded now. And if a Tigrayan is financially supported by another Tigrayan, then it can also be portrayed as funding for TPLF. Why? Because Bala is known for charity work. This is the third time that she has been arrested. She was running some charity related activities. The money was being transferred to Tigrayans who were in need. That is what we have learned. And you are charging her with backing TPLF. and then they're being charged with running some telegram channel to support TPLF. Don't push Tigrayans against the wall. They are being pushed against the wall, I think. Sometimes I think, will it be possible for these Tigrayans in Addis Ababa to ever feel Ethiopian again, the way they are being treated? All Ethiopian citizens are allowed to arm, to support, to fund Amhara forces, ENDF, FANOs. But if someone is supporting Tigrayans in Addis Ababa, she can be arrested. Why? Because she is trying to organize Tigrayans. I think the main issue is that she was organizing Tigrayans, not for war, but for humanitarian purposes. That is what we have learned. I think federal government should be a little soft on these Tigrayans. They're already in pain, their families trapped in Tigray, dying of hunger. And on the other hand, their minor mistakes are not being ignored. Matter is pending at the court, but do you expect any relief at the court? Courts are under the thumb of Ethiopian federal government, so no relief is expected there too. Lastly, viewers, some signs of frustration on the part of Tigray regional government. Today, Getachew spoke about territorial integrity of Ethiopia. In some statements, US government a few days ago said that US supported territorial integrity of Ethiopia, sovereignty of Ethiopia. So US meant to say that it was against secession of Tigray, against any foreign intervention in Ethiopia. Getachew today criticized both the US and African Union, that African Union and US, they were preaching territorial integrity of Ethiopia. On the other hand, Eritrean forces were crossing into Ethiopia and committing atrocities or being part of the war against Tigray. People say, Sajid, you are extremely critical, unduly critical of Eritrea. I am not critical of Eritrea. I criticize Eritrean government's involvement in this war. Eritrean government's involvement is to crush TPLF, which is not the right approach to resolve the disputes between Tigray regional government and Eritrea. That is what my point is. That Eritrea shouldn't have been part of this war. Eritrea was not in imminent danger of an attack from Tigray. Eritrea is just presuming that it was going to be attacked by Tigray forces. But was there any evidence to back this position of Eritrean government? No evidence. Missiles on Asmara were fired in the second week of November, 13th or 14th of November. War started the 3rd of November, 2020. And from day one, Eritrean military was part of this war. I think Eritrea should have played a constructive role to resolve this crisis. But it became part of the problem. Getachew seemed frustrated today because US government in more than one statement spoke about territorial integrity of Ethiopia. That is why today Getachew used the word self-determination. That Tigray's struggle is for justice, for self-determination. So he seems to be giving a message to the US, to international community, that international community cannot force Tigray to withdraw from its right of self-determination. Could this frustration increase in coming days if this war goes on, if there is no increased pressure upon Ethiopian government from EU, from US? Let's see. But signs of frustration are there, I think. Thank you for watching.